What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This is ICNV Drivers Edition. Today, some new information was kind of leaked, but technically given to us by GM. Doing a little research, had to verify the information was true because I don't like to put out anything that's secondhand or not true. But today, the quarter mile times were leaked by GM. The new C8 Z06 does 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds. But what we did not know, and the information has just been released to us, is that the new C8 Z06 does a quarter mile of 10.6 seconds. So what does that mean? Let's get into this video and have a conversation about it. But before we go too far, please hit the like. If you haven't already, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that already. I have more content coming your way about Z06, my own C8 personally, and a couple other cars too. But subscribe to the channel so you can get more information, and hit the bell so you're notified when new information is dropped. But let's get into the C8 Z06 10.6 seconds that's revealed. Okay, everyone, so now that it's kind of out, a couple other YouTubers are dropping videos, but I stumbled across on the picture, and I apologize because I didn't catch it at first either. And I saw it was linked. It was actually one of the little posters from the car show. I think it was at SEMA. I could be mistaken. Don't quote me on that. But ultimately, there was a poster that revealed some new information about the Corvette Z06, and it pretty much told you 0 to 60. 2.8 seconds, some more stuff. And then at the very bottom, which was kind of slid past most people, it sat there and said, does a quarter mile in 10.6 seconds. I've saw that picture at least 7 times, never even paid attention to the fact that it said 10.6 seconds, quarter mile at the bottom. So now what does that mean to us? Like I said before in some other videos, when I was sitting there giving you guesstimations of what would come out, yes, the more time that goes past, GM is going to drop more Easter eggs or little hints of information that everybody is eagerly waiting to hear. So, 10.6 seconds. What does that mean? Well, like I told many people before, this new Z06 is truly a supercar. And when I say truly a supercar, this Z06 10.6 second time, let me explain to you. That's in the territory of a Lamborghini Huracan LP 610-4, a Ferrari F12, and an Enzo. Not to mention a 911 GTR2 RS. But I also need to tell you that there are several supercars that this time outperforms. And what do I mean by that? So we always talk about pricing and so forth, but let's get more in depth with this. When you're looking at a 10.6 second time, that's better than a McLaren 650S Spider, better than a Ferrari 458 Speciale. It does better. That's better than a 911 GT2 RS, especially the 997 version. Better than a regular Huracan Evo, if you can call that regular, a Huracan STO, an Aventador, a Gallardo. Is blowing away Audi R8s, Acura NSXs. The supercar list is starting to grow. The C8 Z06 is outperforming them all. So when you say, is this truly a supercar? Those questions have been answered. This car is definitely super. So now, when people say, oh, this is just a C8 Z06, does that now start to justify the price hike that a lot of these people are boosting up? We can get into that conversation later, but let me know what you think in the comments. Do you believe, since it's now putting up true supercar numbers, cars that'll cost you 200 plus thousand, that a measly 20 plus $1,000 over MSRP? And I'm sorry I said measly because that is something to a lot of people. But Do you think now if it becomes a $140,000 buy or $150,000 buy, is it worth the money? Or is it just truly not exotic enough for you? Either way, let me know. But I think this is big news because we're seeing a C8 Z06 that's not even built for the drag strip put up 10.6 seconds in a quarter-mile run. Chevy is on the money right now, and they still are. They have yet to amaze me. So 5.5 V8 flat plane crank pushing out 670 horsepower. When I heard that 460 pound-feet of torque, at first I wasn't impressed by it, but when you start to see numbers like this, I think they might have hit something, man. So let me know what you think in the comments about that. By the way, if you're new to the channel, again, please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. I even have a website called www.icmvde.com. If you go there, check out some of the merchandise and apparel. If you buy something, it is greatly appreciated. I appreciate your support. It also helps to grow the channel. There's a lot of events we got coming up next year that we're going to participate in. And any purchase that you make, it helps us grow, helps us attend more events, help us bring you more content. And last but not least, we appreciate all the support. But back to this Corvette. This Z06 is a true supercar. I think by now we finally have just the tip of the iceberg. Let's say it like this. We're hitting the tip of the iceberg. We're breaking down walls. We're building the ice barricade of, is this truly a supercar? I know a lot of people out there had no doubt that it was a supercar, but right now we're really starting to see firsthand it's starting to put up supercar numbers. And like I said before in the previous video of will the Z06 change the game? And there were several comments where people were sitting there saying they don't feel like the vehicle should ever be worth over MSRP. And I asked the question, if this vehicle competes with true supercars, do you think it's worth a mid-six-figure price? Let me know what you think now. You're starting to see evidence. And I can only promise you, as time goes on, you're going to find more and more information that's going to start chopping down all these iconic supercars that we all know and love. Lamborghini Huracans, Acura NSXs, Ferrari 488s, Ferrari 458s, Audi R8s. The list goes on and on and on. I'm sure at this point it's probably demolishing a McLaren 570S because it's knocking out the 650S. Will it come close to a 600 LT? Maybe we're getting ahead of ourselves. But all I'm sitting there saying to you is when this car comes knocking at the door, and not only knocking at the door, saying, excuse me, I got to get to the front of the line ahead of these supercars, the world has definitely been put on notice. And I don't think GM, when they made that statement, they've lived up to it so far. So hit the like, hit the subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you're expecting with the future numbers. One thing about this before I let you go, this 10.6 seconds is such a big deal because that's pretty much the same time that the Chevy C8 Z06 put up. So when you hear all the other comments from like Taj and the other engineers that have spoken out so far when they say the Z06 is hanging in there with the C8 Z06, that's crazy. But it's also, they say it can hold its own. There's a lot of information coming out about that. Like, we're still waiting on the track times. I heard it hasn't quite beaten the best track time of a C8 Z06, but I heard it's close. And so I can't wait to see what that comes. I can't wait to see when GM drops that information. I can't wait to see what supercars that beat, because we can only speculate. And what I mean by speculate, you know what the C8 Z06 did. If you don't, look it up. Look what supercars is tearing down the track. If the C8 Z06 is close to that, it's a supercar killer. Okay, maybe that's too early to call it that, but it's knocking on the door of being a supercar killer. So, thank you for tuning into the video. Again, this is ICMV Drivers Edition. Hit the like and subscribe button. Join the community. We appreciate it. See you on the next one. Until then, peace.